All right, hi, I'm Ben, and today we're going to be talking about how we can get you out biking. So here are a few pro tips, and we're going to start off, I just have a list here. I'm going to break down this video into 4 different parts. First is changing your thinking. The second is going to be how to dress for biking in the winter, or frostbiking. Third is going to be how to protect your eyes. There's a few different ways, but I just want to comment on it. I have a few techniques. And then the last is going to be how to be seen on the road. All right, let's get down to it. So with the first category of changing your thinking, I really want you to think outside the box and think about doing the easiest rides first. If your commute is the hardest one to do, don't do that first because you're gonna end up quitting. You need to make it slightly easy for yourself in order to get out there and going. If you can just get on your bike, take your dusty bike out of the garage and put it onto the street and just go for a ride, just for fun, then that's a great start. Once you've gotten the saddle between your legs and you have a few kilometers and you're like, you know what, maybe I could bike, then the next thing is to just make it easy for yourself. So maybe only ride on dry days. Whether or not you're in the winter or summer, dry days are nice because you don't have any other variations. The weather forecast isn't that bad that you won't know if it's gonna rain or not. So if it's 0% chance of precipitation and the roads are nice and clear, like today, it's winter, but it's like +4-ish, so I'm not gonna freeze my ears off. They're kind of chilly right now, but if you can make it easy for yourself, start on a dry day. Start your commute by bike on a dry day and you'll be happy. So the second category is how to dress. Now this one's a bit more complex and I might actually make the next video specifically entirely about how to dress and different tips on that. You want to dress for the weather. That's pretty obvious, but it's all about the layers and it's not complex layers. So it doesn't have to be like sportswear or this or that. Yes, this one that I'm wearing right now is just a secondhand like sports shirt thing. But if it's cotton, it's still fine. Not as ideal, but you're still fine. Just don't sweat too much. And so I have like another sweater here and then an external layer, which is my jacket. That's what I use for up until like -25. So it's nothing crazy. And then I also wear insulated jeans. These have seen better days, but these are just insulated jeans that I got from Mark's. Then on colder days, I wear thermal layers underneath my insulated jeans. So again, no crazy sportswear, just some good old jeans. As for my feet, I wear these boots that I have also like Bamos. So they're just insoles inside them. And that keeps me warm. So as much as layers are good, you don't want to overdress. Even though you can strip down, you'll still be sweating through all your layers. So there was actually a really cool comment on the group when I asked for feedback and they said, put your warm clothes on 10 minutes before you exit so you don't overdress. I'd never heard of that before, and I think it's a really good idea. The idea behind wearing the clothes for 10 minutes inside your house is that if you get too hot inside your house after 10 minutes, you know that it's too much. You have too much on and you're going to boil once you start actually pedaling and working your body heat up. When you get outside and it's a bit chilly, don't worry because it's supposed to be at the beginning of your ride a little bit brisk. Don't worry about that. Next up is a way to protect your eyes. So eyewear. Specifically, I wear this. So I have these goggles and I have glasses. I've switched to these for the winter because they give me a bit more coverage. And I used to have to kind of put a bit of Vaseline around the edges of where the wind hit, other than my glasses. And that was inconvenient. So now I wear these and they fog up a lot less as well. This is kind of a combination of clothing and goggles and like eyes protection. But I wear a skull cap like this. And I wear a balaclava. Makes you look like a ninja and it prevents any air from hitting your skin. So when you're traveling fast on a bike, that's the most vulnerable thing is your bare skin. You don't want any of that. So I have glasses and I have goggles. I've switched to these goggles just from, again, Mark's Work Warehouse because these fog up a lot less and they actually cover everywhere. So I have a nice little pocket of just air that when I'm going super fast, this covers up everything and I don't have to put any crazy like Vaseline tricks around on my skin where there's air exposure because there's no air exposure anymore like this. And they fog up a lot less. It's just when I get to actually perspiring, like when the heat's coming from my body and I'm sweating, these start to fog up a little bit. With the glasses, they only fog up when I stop and I'm breathing, so there's steam coming out of my mouth. So there's that. I have the two. The other ones are super cheap. These are super cheap. These are like $15. The other ones are $1. So no matter which way you go, you kind of want to have eye protection, in my opinion. You can go without if you're going on the sidewalks, etc. But it feels a lot nicer to have that protection on your eyes because they're so vulnerable to dirt flying in them behind cars, etc. And you don't want all that rubbish just flying into your face and you get to work and it's like, oh. Yeah. So for this last category, which is being observant and being seen on the road, there's two drastic sides. Is you could be wearing black and have a black bike with no reflectors and be super observant. Then you're relying on only yourself and your observation because cars will not be able to see you. So I would never go that route, no matter how good you are on the street and how observant, because you might just have a lapse of, people might just hit you. They're bigger than you. Cars need to be able to see you. That's not fair for them and it's not fair for your life, which might be altered if you ever get hit because you can't be seen. Then there's the other side where you could be lit up. You might have like a whole Christmas tree on your bike and cars will see you. You could be a blundering idiot and still be seen and no one's gonna hit you. So I guess what I'm saying here is mix it up a bit. Don't be one of the sides. You have to be somewhere in the middle. I personally just use this light here and I have it on flashing like this so that everyone sees me. It's just on the back of my bike and pretty much that's the only thing I use for being seen. But there's one more thing to this. It's being observant, but also if you are on the side of the road going slow, you're not as likely to be seen by cars. If you are taking the lane, especially if you're going up a hill and like cars need to see you, along with being observant, if you take the road, you're being a little bit more authoritative and cars will see you. So you're taking that extra step to be seen by cars. So always have a flashing light and also have a reflective vest. I personally haven't been using a reflective vest just because I've seen really good results with the flashing side of things because cars really see this. This particular one is just a $15 backlight from MEC, which is Mountain Equipment Co-op here in Canada. And it runs on AAA batteries, which I actually use, rechargeable AAA batteries. And every few weeks I swap them out knowing that I want to have a light that is constantly like above 50% dying, but this thing lasts forever. And I've never had it die on me when I swap out the batteries every few weeks. So I like this. You can also get rechargeable ones, but then those will eventually die and you don't know how long hey, look, a squirrel. You don't know how long those are gonna last. So anyways, I like this one. So far, it's done me really well for the last, I think, 3 years or so. For the front light, I have just a $30 light off of Amazon that's super bright, a little bit inconvenient, but I have a whole review on that, which you can hit right over here. I'll put a card so you can go watch that video. That's such a bright light that it's like a car light, and I've had actually drivers and people yell at me because it's so bright and just so visible. But I think debatably the backlight is the most important because you can't see what's behind you, but you can see with your own eyes what's in front of you. So having a front light that's very, very bright is important, but I would say that the backlight is even more important because people are coming up on your butt and just, they need to see you. And if they don't, then you might get crushed. So, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. This was a kind of a quick one before the sun set. I've been changing my camera settings the entire time here, and now we're gonna get kind of to the lowest of the low qualities. Now there's gonna be no traffic because I spent like 30 minutes here just chit-chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. If you did, please go ahead and like the video. It really helps me, and the YouTube algorithm really loves it as well. The last thing that I have to ask from you is to subscribe to the channel and make sure that the notifications are on so that when I put out the next video, it will go right to your phone and you'll be notified. And you'll be like, oh, Ben put out a video. I want to watch that. Clickety-clack. All right, well, that's all I have. I'm gonna go bike home in the dark now. Bye.